What is up, my Lorcana Goons, and welcome back to the Lorcana Goons channel. We're here with a special guest. It's actually our full house of DLC Seattle. We got DK in the background. We
Woo!
have Zach Stone today.
What's up, guys?
Uh,
It's finally here. The last DLC of the season. Kevin, it was like months ago when we were at Atlanta doing this, and now we're at Seattle doing this. So we're always here to bring you the market watches for sure, guys. That's 100%.
Yeah, so last DLC of the season, I feel like it was just yesterday when they first announced the DLCs, and we've gone to four of them. This is the fourth one we're going to. We're in Seattle. We're ready for the side event on Friday, but let's talk about some market watch stuff because we are committed to these prices, my goons. First chapter booster boxes are going up. We saw this on Monday that they've been going up close to that $250, $270 range, but since Monday, bam, look at that. Lowest verified is now $319. The game capital, they have three of them for you, and that's going to be the cheapest one. Even the lowest non-verified is $300 with free shipping, $300 with $3 shipping, and they have 11 of them. That's going to be by Light Grocery. So first chapter booster boxes still going up. We don't know if any reprints are coming. Zach, do you think we're getting reprints on these?
I don't know, but if we're getting reprints, nothing's like confirmed as far as like printing like another like whole like wave. But I'm getting some of these from my prize wall at the DLC if they have them. That's for sure. And what else can you get? Cinderella Stout Hearted. These are the non-foil promos that you get from the prize wall. I believe the Cinderella was like 2 tickets less than the Rapunzel, and the prices are I think the same. Isn't that cool?
Yeah, actually kind of funny. Oh, well, the Rapunzel is only about like $10 more actually. It just kind of just pops in there every now and then. But yeah, it's about $100 for each one, depending on how you do in the main event. You get side event tickets. Lowest verified for the Rapunzel is 118. Lowest verified for the Cindy was 109. And in general, like, you also get tickets for the main event and tickets for your side event experience. And you can use those tickets to claim some prize wall cards like this or first chapter boxes, if not packs. Which is pretty cool. So even though these first chapter prices are expensive, we can still find them at the DLC, which is really nice. Yeah, so if you guys have ever wanted first chapter stuff, you can go to a DLC. You can find it there. We also get this promo Dragonfire for participating today. This is going to be selling for around $48. Lowest verified by Honest TCG Shop. Somebody came to my booth the other day and they were like, I didn't know they made an enchanted Dragonfire. And I was like, yeah, you get this for free when you play a DLC, and you just got to make sure you play at least up to round 3, if I'm not mistaken. So that's pretty cool. They give you like a $40 plus card right there. And if you guys aren't playing the DLC, instead you're playing a set champs this weekend, you're going to be playing for these Mirabo Madrigal promo cards, which are still selling for less than $50 today. Lowest verified is $42. Lowest non-verified is $38 with that $5 shipping. So still basically $40 for the Mirabo Madrigal promo that you get for the set champs. And this is the last weekend of set champs. I didn't get to play a single one, unfortunately, because Ravensburger refuses to allow stores to do them on weekdays now, only on weekends. And unfortunately, I don't have time to play them on weekends. I'd rather come play a DLC in Seattle, right?
Well, the DLCs definitely take priority and precedent, but I think priorities in life come first, and that is the number one thing that I think everyone has to remember, that this is just a hobby and it's fun, but winning cool prizes is also really fun too. So make sure you guys are well aware of what's the meta trending, what the meta trends are, and what's going to go into this weekend at the DLC. I know Kevin and I have been preparing extensively, and after this is Continental, so we're going to have a lot of things to look forward to in the new Azurite C set as well. So let's get started on our first card after this Mirabelle.
Yeah, well, I do want to go over some enchanted news first, because since we are talking about the meta, there's some like trending enchanteds, and also like we were saying, there's cards coming out on Azurite C that might kind of impact the future meta. So for the Finders, we saw Finders Keepers go from like a $40 to a $100 enchanted rare, and people are actually buying them at this price, believe it or not. I didn't really expect people to buy them at this price because it just jumped up from like 70 to 100, but yeah, most recent sale is $100, 102, 83, $80. So they're selling for more than $100 now if you have a Finders Keepers. 102 by Odd Willows. And we just finished saying this is the last DLC, the last weekend of Set Champs. Set 6 comes out very, very soon. You know, I just got to ask you guys, if you guys are buying this card for $100 today, are you really going to be playing a next format? You know, I don't know. I don't even know if I'd play it in this format. Here's some pretty cheap enchanted rares that I think are worth looking into. We are getting so much Sapphire support in Azurite C. So much item support is what it feels like. And the top item card, the Queen Diviner, their enchanted rare is only selling for around $65. This is how much it sold for. Like when I think it was what DLC Bologna, they were around $80+, almost 100, and they've just come down to as low as 70 by Poke Near Me. I personally think that people might be sleeping on this enchanted rare just because the item stuff looks like it's getting an insane amount of support next format.
Yeah, you can't also forget that there's like the build with the LeFou and readying your characters to replay those effects. We're getting a lot more cards just like that in Azurite Sea, so I'm really excited. And this card for sure will make an impact. Another one that might make an impact is the new Hercules or the Enchanted Hercules due to the new Hercules support. And this one is about what a $71 enchanted rare, and it's been up there before. It's gone up and gone down. It's kind of floated, and if I remember correctly, this Megara that was ready itself when a Hercules is played is very, very strong. So keep in mind that Hercules cards have a theme behind it.
There's also this one card. It's an emerald card. I forget what it's called, but it says when you play a Hercules character, give it ward, and when you play, is it Zeus or
It's
when you?
Hera.
Oh,
It's the
oh,
mom.
oh, yeah, yeah. Is it Zeus when you play a Zeus character, you give it something else?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That card's cool. Like, and yeah.
Zeus gets ward. I think Hercules gets evasive.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, so those cards like that are cool. Like I think Hercules synergy is definitely a real thing, possibly in the future. Especially like you just said, we have that Megara that also nets you advantage if you play a Hercules. She readies herself or something. So maybe an Emerald Steel Hercules strat is what I'm saying. This Captain Hook I think should be something worth considering. Captain Hook Master Swordsman Enchanted Rare. It's only about $50 today. Lowest verified is going to be 53.50, and we're getting a lot of pirates next set. A lot of pirates. Recently, I did this video going over like meta deck lists that have been winning tournaments, and one of the decks I've been seeing a lot is the Ruby Steel Pirate package, and I've been seeing people play this with 4 copies of Hook, 3 copies of Jolly Roger, and I'm just thinking like we're getting so many more pirates next format where like there's no way this and Jolly Roger is not a reasonable combo. So if you don't know what it does during your turn, when this character banishes another character, you can ready this character. He can't quest, but you can just keep challenging. It's basically Scar. It's an inkable Scar. Inkable Scar. Pretty nice.
Oh yeah, no, dude. What was it? During set 3 Inklands, I remember playing at locals a Ruby Steel deck. I didn't respect this card. I honestly didn't really know what it did, but he had Jolly Roger in play. He goes turn 5 Swordsman. I'll just kill your board, and I'm like, what happened? So yeah, this card's a sleeper.
In terms of like pirates with like good abilities and crazy abilities, like this is for sure like in the top 4. Like I think it's like Sami, John Silver, this Captain Hook, and then I don't know who. The original Captain Hook, the 1-drop. Those are like the best pirates, but this is up there for sure. This is up there for
The
sure.
Pooh's pretty good.
No, yeah, the new Pooh. It's okay.
No, the 2-drop.
Oh, Pooh
Yeah,
Pirate. The
yeah,
piglet. The piglet, not the Pooh. The
Pirate.
piglet.
Oh, the Pooh Pirate. I always
Pooh,
call him
Pooh Pirate Captain. Okay, so now we just want to go over some cards that were announced over the weekend that you shouldn't be pre-ordering
Do not
because
buy the pre-orders.
yeah, pre-orders in Lorcana do not work the way they do in other TCGs. Like I've had people literally tell me that. So if you guys are considering buying pre-orders for this game, just don't. Just wait. None of these cards end up being that expensive for the most part, and they always end up coming down. And you can see the way the prices are for the meta cards this week as we're headed to like the last weekend of set 5. You're going to see prices start coming down. But Yokai Scientific Supervillain. This is basically the villain from Big Hero 6. Pretty cool. It's a shift 6 character, 9 cost, 6 strength, 10 willpower. Those are some heavy stats. You may play items named the microbots for free. Whenever this character quests, draw a card for each opposing character with 0 strength. Kind of interesting. Immediately I'm thinking play Kita with this, right? And stuff like that. But if you look at the microbot item is basically an item that lowers the opponent's strength by 1 or something. So I don't know. What do you think?
Well, I think you can play any number of microbots in your deck, right? That's what it says.
Yeah.
So the idea is that you're going to have like a flooded board of items that kind of make your opponent's characters have no strength. You're going to draw a bunch of cards. We're going to kind of see if this gimmick actually has some power later on as more cards get revealed in Azurite Sea. And remember, guys, we still need to wait until the full card set's revealed before we can start even thinking about what we can cook up for Continentals, which again is the only event that we're looking forward to after DLC Seattle. So if you guys are looking to keep up and play, there's going to be a lot of local events too. I would implore everyone to kind of see their area and find a place to play and potentially ask them if they want to host like something bigger.
Yeah, I mean, we're obviously gonna have an Azurite Sea set champs at some point. But it's again like I can only play so many of those. I usually don't have time, so really am focused on the Continental grind after the Seattle grind. So a couple more cards that you shouldn't be pre-ordering. There's a new a Sapphire Hey finally got announced and released. Not so tricky chicken. 2 cost, 2 strength, 2 willpower. When you play this character, exert chosen opposing item. It can't ready the next start of the turn. So if I play this, I hit your dime. You can't dime for game next turn, which is nice. During your turn, this character gains evasive. So it's also a Diablo Destroyer.
Yeah, the Diablo check is a nice little add-on to it. I'm curious to see if there's any other synergies, like maybe exerting like the fishbone quill to slow him down from ramping. There might not be many ways to kind of pull this effect off, so it does kind of fit. Oh, it's a Diablo answer, and that's good enough. And I think going forward, it's probably a one or two of in Sapphire decks.
Yeah, having two abilities is just nice. Like the ability to stop Diablo and the extra ability to just like slow down an item deck is kind of nice. This Genie Wonderful Trickster is one of the new legendaries announced. This was causing a lot of rolling questions to be asked. This is a Shift 5 Genie, 7 cost, 4 strength, 7 willpower. I love those stats, by the way. Whenever you play a card, you draw a card. Then the other ability is at the end of your turn, put all cards in your hand on the bottom of the deck in any order. So, you play this card, you start playing any cards, you just draw a bunch of cards in your hand, but you have to put them all to the bottom of the deck. So, my first thought was, oh, I'll just play Snake with this. Because you just play this, you play a bunch of cards, then you play Snake, you draw a card for Snake, and you still get to bounce this Genie to your hand. And you no longer have to, like, get rid of your hand, right? One of the other cute interactions was people asking how Clarabelle works with this. And you have to be able to trigger Clarabelle. So the Clarabelle has to be able to be triggered at the end of the turn. Your opponent has to have more cards than you, basically, for you to be able to remove your whole hand and then still draw 3. Because you can't pull them out of the bag in whichever order you want, but you can't just trigger Clarabelle if your opponent has less cards than you, because it just won't trigger, right?
Yeah, once the genie's already resolved, you missed your Clarabelle trigger timing, and that's basically something to be mindful of. Like the cards in your opponent's hand must be greater than yours before anything, and if it is, then you're just equaling their hand size, and you don't get punished at all, which is insane. And this new Maui Half Shark, this Ruby character that's a 6-drop 7/5 with 1 lore, has amazing stats and an amazing ability. Chiwoo, your character, or sorry, when this character challenges and you're just getting another action from your discard, which means 4 to 5 V preps can be played in the same game, and you gain a lore for every action you play. And there's those new 1-drop actions that lets you gain extra lore and reduce your opponent's lore. So I'm sure there's going to be something with this, but its stats are crazy.
Yeah, being a 7/5 with evasive. When I read this card, I obviously read it from like the top to bottom. I saw 6/7/5, and I'm like, oh, this is an overstated card. It has to have like a drawback, right? Then I saw evasive, and I'm like, oh, they're gonna give it reckless probably. Then I saw whenever this character challenges another character, get an action from your discard. I'm like, okay, they have to do something bad to this card, and they still just gave it the extra ability to get an extra lore when you play an action. This card has like 0 drawbacks. I actually think it's a little too good. It is a little scary just because it just feels like a very safe card to play. It's inkable, evasive. It's 4 effects, four good things going for it. Should you pay $50 for this card? Probably not. The most expensive legendary right now is what, Rapunzel and Sad Beast, and those are only about $35-$40. So don't pre-order this for $50. Don't pre-order the Genie for $37. Don't pre-order Pleakley, no matter how much you like Pleakley. It's not worth it. It's a great card, but not worth paying $3 for. You could just get it for free when the set comes out. I guarantee you, someone at your locals will just give you a Pleakley for free. He's a 3-cost character, 3/4, has an ability that says, when you play this character, put chosen character of yours into your inkwell face down and exerted. So it's a mandatory effect. You can't choose to do it, and it has to be a character on the field, by the way. So it's an interesting ability. I saw a lot of people hyping this up and then kind of be like, wait, I had to reread this. I don't like it anymore.
So it will force you to choose itself if it's the only character in play. However, Sapphire does have Tipo, and it does have a lot of other splashable 1-cost characters that you can get away with playing on turn 1. There might be a world where this character starts to get used in blurple strategies. I know when you put your rabbits and goats into the inkwell, they are going to trigger because they did leave play. It is kind of important to remember, too, that it's an alien, and I don't know if we have any alien support, but there could be a world where these like classifications get a lot of actual like real boosts into their gameplay. So you never know, and I'm very excited to see what other cards are going to be released in this set too.
Yeah, man, let's go over some meta cards before we call it a day. Robin Hood, Champion of Sherwood, is selling pretty cheap this week. $32.96 is the lowest verified by Card Trooper LLC. Hey, Card Trooper, shout out you. Troop Dupe Scoob, remember that? So less than $35 for your Robin Hoods today. And we saw this on Monday that they were coming down to around that $35 mark, and now they're even less than $35. Cold foils are still maintaining a nice value, around $46 by DK cards. Yeah, shout out you.
DKP cards.
DKP cards.
No.
Look, bro, this guy's stealing your swag, bro.
Look,
DKP
it's
cards.
DKP cards.
What the fuck?
No, we have to cut it out.
We have to edit that now. We have to do work. Yeah, I don't like that.
Okay, so
So yeah, guys, DKP cards. It's not Dinkan fam, but you can say hi to him at DLC Seattle. He's gonna be hanging out with us. We're gonna be excited to go over the next card, which is Belle Strange but Special. You want to tell us about this card since you love red blue?
Yeah, she's nice.
he's like, I don't play that card, bro. I don't know.
No, but you can play her if you have like a build that doesn't play that many law bodies, and you want like 5th Tamatoa basically, then she's really solid because you just gain 5 law. Like Tamatoa having 5 law is not that doesn't happen that often, so just having her as an additional body is really nice.
All right, thank you, DK. Shout out, yeah, special guest, Market Watch, yeah. All right, whole new worlds are pretty cheap. These are going to be $10 today. Lowest verified is as low as $11.26. Card Trooper LLC again. Actually, that's pretty expensive for the verified. I thought it'd be less than $10 today. So around $12 still for your whole new worlds. Cold foils are looking like they're still going to be more than $20. Yep, 21, 26.
Lowest cold since we're in Seattle.
Lowest verified by Kings of Cardboard. And if you want some expensive cold foils, take a look at Beat Prep. The non-foils are back at $10, which is cool if you just need some staples. But cold foils, ooh, these are still selling for more than $30+ dollars. 35. Yeah, 35.44 lowest verified by Level Up Games MD. And most recent sales are all in that 30 plus, almost $40 range even.
Yeah, the people were willing to pay up to $40 for this card, and I think it's something to really like look at. The staples in the first chapter are egregiously played in most meta decks. The Ruby class has all the removal you would need, and they're getting a lot more important cards that let you get actions back. This card is not going anywhere unless it gets hit on the ban list.
Definitely not going anywhere. Ursula Sea Witch Queen also going up in price this month. Zach pointed this out to me. They were as low as $5-6 in September, August, and today lowest verified is going to be $8.34 one card stop. So almost $9 for these Ursula Sea Witch Queens. These do come in Enchanted Rare, and they also come in the Set Champs promo Enchanted Rare. So there's a lot of variety with like how you can obtain this card. So cold foils are not going to be that much more expensive. They're literally only $10.27, so about $1 more. It's $1 more for the cold foils than the non-foils for these Ursulas, my goons. Just get the cold foils if you don't have the Enchanted Rare. But I imagine that's why they're so cheap, because you can get an Enchanted Rare too. I think Surfer Stitch is really cheap. This is absurdly disrespectful to my boy Surfer Stitch. This card used to be like insanely good, and nowadays they're as low as $7. Refined Gaming LLC $6.69 lowest verified for your Surfer Stitches, and if you want cold foils, guarantee you they're still expensive because it is a first chapter legendary. Yep, $25+ for a near mint. Cold foil Surfer Stitch, Orion's Card Market, going to be $27 for your Surfer Stitches.
Yeah, a year ago, I think this hit like $80 cold foils at one point, and that was a good time. But that's not something that is always going to happen. And I really think that Surfer Stitch will come back into the format. Its stats are really good. Remember, we saw the Genie with a 4-7. 47 is my favorite number. And what's one more?
Yeah, no, the 4-8 is crazy. It's even harder to destroy off of cards like Zeus and Storm and stuff like that. Anything that has 4 strength in Lorcana is really good, and then having more than 5 or 6 willpower is also very good. So yeah, I don't know. I just feel like people aren't respecting Surface Stitch. I saw what's that guy's name? The guy that won the DLC in Europe, the first DLC, Frank
Carton.
There you go. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. Frank K. He made an Emerald Amber deck that was playing Surfer Stitch. It was playing Lanterns and a bunch of other stuff, and I thought it was really innovative. And once I saw that, I looked at the prices of Surfer Stitch, and I'm like, bro, this card is $6. Like, why is this card like $6-7? So just food for thought. I genuinely think Surfer Stitch is a card that you should not be sleeping on. Cold Foils though, first chapter Cold Foils still keeping their prices, which is really good to see if you're just collecting these cards. And like I said, if you want first chapter booster boxes, $300 this week, or you can go to a DLC like we're at, and we can play for side events and potentially get a first chapter booster box. But yeah, that's going to be all for this week's Market Watch from the DLC Seattle Airbnb. Zach, anything you want to say before we go?
Guys, we appreciate everyone that does support the channel, watches all these videos. We will have stickers and other accessories. We're also trying to do a little Goons meetup picture, so if you're watching this video, just come say hi to us if you see us. We have something organized in our Discord, so make sure you join our Discord to get the news and updates for that. And as always, guys, stay tuned to Lorcana Goons.
And we'll see you Goons next time, and huge shout out to DK and anyone else who came out in this video. All right, we'll see you Goons next time.